Hello, everyone. I am Lisa Concepcion at Lisa the Love Coach with LoveQuestCoaching.com. And today I am going to talk about the ways that toxic, narcissistic people try to manipulate your mind into making you crazy. And it's important that we understand the tactics and we are a step ahead. And so we see what these people are doing and we can observe what they are doing so that then we can protect ourselves, we could establish some healthy boundaries, we could be happy and whole in our relationships, and we can walk away from people who are not respecting us, are being very toxic, are putting their needs and their demands ahead of the good of the relationship. There is no two-way street. It's basically everyone living for these types of people, and they suck you dry. Your energy, they are energy vampires. They suck your energy. So this can happen in the workplace, this can happen in families, this can happen in relationships. We have run-ins with narcopaths, narcissistic sociopaths, these people doodle in their head, and they prey upon super kind, empathic, compassionate people who are givers. So if you are a giver, all the more reason why you need boundaries. It's okay to give, but we cannot give at the expense of ourselves. So I was on a client call yesterday with a lovely lady who is in her early 40s, and she realized that in doing this work, and the more you work on yourself, the more you commit to your growth and your betterment. Hang out, bear with me. All notifications must be off. Okay, so the more you better yourself and you commit to your betterment, the more obvious it's going to start to be and feel when these toxic people try to come up and deal with you. Like, you can't even deal with them anymore. It's a different vibration. So for the people out there who are attracting these kinds of people, just take some comfort in knowing that when you commit to working on yourself, these people stop vibing in your direction. Like, they cannot be around you anymore. They look for other victims, right? Because they like givers. They like doormats. They like people who are like, no, more, take more. And maybe if I give you more, you'll stop being an asshole. No, they just take more. And then you end up depleted. And sometimes it's very manipulative. It's often very manipulative. Not sometimes, all the time it is. And so as part of my coaching practice, I often coach a lot of professionals, people who have it together professionally, but in the area of their relationships, they have narcissistic, codependent dynamics happening, whether it be in their work life, family life, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, parent. There's some kind of toxicity happening. So I'm going to run through three big ways that these toxic, narcissistic people try to mess with you and what they do, so that you can identify if you're in something like this, and then you'll know how to handle it if you are. Okay. So number one, the first tactic is called gaslighting. So gaslighting, it comes from a movie. This entire term comes from a movie from like the 30s or something, where the term, I think it was even called gaslight. And the whole idea was that, like, the person in it made someone else doubt themselves to a level that they thought they were insane. So the tactic of gaslighting, when used by a narcissist or a toxic person in a relationship, in a workplace, in a dating scenario, in a relationship scenario, parent relationship, it could be anything. What these people do is they use this tactic of gaslighting to really make you question your own guidance, your own judgment, your own intuition, your own inner knowing. Like, you start to doubt yourself in a really, really big way. And how they do this is, and I will demonstrate, is let's say you're in a relationship and you were told that you had plans for the weekend, that you were going to go out to dinner with this couple and all was going to be well, right? So now here it is, Friday, the night you're supposed to go out. And you're rushing around. You're like, oh my God, we have to be ready by 8 o'clock. And these people, they're going to expect us. And the toxic person says, what are you talking about? We're not going anywhere tonight. And you're like, no, we are. We had all week long. We were talking about how we were going out with Mike and Diane. Like all week we talked about this. Friday at 8. We're meeting them at, Il Gabbiano or whatever the restaurant. When did I say that? I didn't say that. It's not... You said this to me. You said this to me Tuesday. You said this to me yesterday. You said, what do you think you're going to wear? Like, we had a whole conversation. We were standing right over there in the kitchen, and you asked me, how long do you think it's going to take you to get ready because you're dropping off the kids, da-da-da-da. Do you not remember this? No. We're not going out with Mike and Diane. Did they cancel? No, I don't know what you're talking about. We never had plans with them. We talked about it like in passing, but we didn't make solid plans with them. We did. There were like messages going back and forth. I have them in my phone. Okay, so do you get what I mean? Where it's crazy making, and it could also, this is just a light example of how crazy it is, but it could also translate into making stuff up. Like, let's say you're on social media and they say to you, are you talking to your high school boyfriend on social media again? And you're like, no. Why would you think that? I'm not even friends with my high school boyfriend on social media. Like, where did that come from? Oh, don't lie. You're always talking to your high school people. I'm sure your high school boyfriend is in the mix and you're just lying to me. And you're just like, where on earth ever, like, would you ever get that? And have I ever lied to you before? So, okay, point is, they say crazy stuff to get you crazy. Crazy. Like, you believe in the crazy. And you start to doubt yourself. You start to be like, Am I like losing my mind? I know for sure I said these things. I know for sure I asked you to go to the store. You didn't ever tell me to go to the store. I asked you to go to the store. I even texted you. Like, why are you making me doubt myself? So, here's what the dysfunction is with this. This is why it's so dangerous. They say things like, I didn't say that. You're not understanding me right. It's very interesting how they use language. You're not understanding me right. You're not hearing that right. Or when you get upset because they said something that you didn't like, you challenge it, they accuse you of being too sensitive. Oh, you're so sensitive. Are you going to be sensitive again? Are we really going to have an argument now? Are we really going to fight over this? And you're like, dude, you're being a douche. You're being a complete and total douche to me. And I'm not having it. Oh, here she goes again, being a crazy person, all crazy. Why do you have to get so crazy? And you're like, dude, stop calling me crazy. So this topic is a hot topic, and I have basically my phone in front of me, my computer behind me. Things are going ding, 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 because people are weighing in on this. Forgive the sounds if it interferes, but hot topic. Every time I talk about narcissism and this kind of thing, it blows up. So when you are in that situation, you are being gaslighted. It is incredibly, like, mind-boggling. It is scrambling your brain. It is a massive red flag. And if somebody is accusing you of being sensitive for simply expressing something that you have a beef with, like, you're allowed to have a beef. You're allowed to be like, I don't know if I want this restaurant. What if we went to this place instead? I'm feeling kind of this. Oh, really? We're going to have a fight about this now? I mean, crazy. So the reason why, and I'll tell you the mechanics of the gaslight, how it works is, in the beginning, they get to know everything about you. They know your pains. They are so easy to talk to because they're digging for information. And you feel like, honestly, you've never met someone who can see through your eyes into your soul as much as this person. It's like, oh my God, never in my life ever have I met a person who really just takes me in, and they ask me all these questions about my childhood and my life and my prior relationships and how the struggles that I've been through and the jobs and all my drama. This person cares and they want to know everything about me. That is the bonding phase. This is the love bombing and the bonding phase, that they are making you think, making you believe that you can trust them because they take such an interest in you. Oh my God, I've never had somebody take such an interest in me like this before. They care so much. I could tell them anything, right? Now, they validate you and reward you for pleasing them during this phase. They're getting information from you. And so then you want to please them, right? They're so nice to you. They're so everything for you. So they start to then reward you by giving you little fantasies. So this is where it starts with the, oh, one day when we're living together, we'll do this. And when we go to Europe next summer, because I love going to Europe in the summertime, it's amazing. Have you ever been to Barcelona? It's amazing. No. Oh, it's the most romantic place. I never been with a woman, but I always said, this is a place that I want to travel with somebody absolutely special. So we'll have to go there. And they will say things like this to you, and you will be sucked in if you are not careful. And what I teach people in my coaching is to hold yourself in a way with these people where you're in more of a position of power and a position of observance. You are simply watching and listening to what they are performing essentially in front of you, and judging, ascertaining, deciphering, whatever way you want to say it, if it's true or BS. Now, where we get into trouble are people who are highly empathic, people who are highly codependent. They have the need to believe the bullshit. They have the need. We'll break it down. Empaths, without boundaries, are basically doormats with feet. These are people who are highly empathic. They feel other people's feelings. They intuitively know if somebody is having a bad day, and they rush to assistance. They are the fixers. And they feel it in a visceral way. I mean, if you're highly empathic, like, you could have empathy. A lot of people have empathy. Most people do. Except for narcissists, they have none. But when you have empathy and it's blurred, muddied, as in you lose yourself in the other person, it means that you do not have boundaries. Now, an empathic person with boundaries, amazing. Super giving, nurturing, caring, but a badass because they love themselves first, most, best, and always. So when you have an empathic person who loves themselves more than anyone ever could or should, they are your rock. They are that person, that go-to person at the workplace, in the family, in a relationship, that a friendship, that is like, when shit hits the fan, this is the person you want at your side, because they care for you so much, but they'll hold space. They're not going to climb into the shit pit with you. They're going to stand outside it, and they're going to pull you out of it, because they are able to uplift in a very meaningful way. So if you struggle with that, and you're highly empathic, and you find that every time you're in a relationship, you don't know where you end and they begin. You become like, you share a brain. You become one. No good. Need to work on boundaries. Need to work on the ability to trust your inner guidance, your inner judgment when something doesn't feel right, and walk away when these little tactics are starting to happen. Now, the second one that these toxic narcissistic people, second tactic that they will employ to get you right where they want you to be, to suck the energy right out of you, is they will blame shift. I call it crazy making, accusing you of being crazy. Oh, you're acting crazy. There she goes, getting crazy again. Baby, why are you so crazy? You're acting crazy. Anytime that word is used in an accusatory way, especially when you are trying to make a point, that is a tactic, and it basically means that they are trying to get you to never ever assert yourself and advocate for yourself. They want you to self-abandon. They want you to roll over and yes them to death and take whatever they dish out. And so when you stand up for yourself and you have an issue with them and you want to talk it out like normal people, they will flip it and they will make you the problem. They will make you the problem. Let's go back to the restaurant example. Let's say you're going out and you have plans, you're doing things together, la 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 la, nice, nice, nice. Can't understand why. It's because of ringtone. All right, I think I got it now. So annoying with these notifications. So you're going out and about, you're doing your thing, right? And all of a sudden, they like throw a snide comment your way. They make a joke, but it's like one of these digs. And you don't like it. You're like, don't be mean to me. You don't have to be mean to me. Don't be mean. And they're like, honey, you're the problem. You're so sensitive. I'm just joking with you. Why is everything? I can't even joke around with you. And they make you feel at fault for not taking their bullshit joke, which isn't a bullshit joke. It's a dig. It's a jab. You might feel it in your stomach. You might feel it in your heart. Like it's a jab at you. And they know exactly what buttons to press and how to make you respond, react, put you in a reaction mode. It makes you, again, doubt yourself. That is their whole MO. They want you to doubt yourself. And they want you to stop asserting yourself and stop advocating for yourself. They want you to self-abandon. They want you to be 100% reliant and dependent on them for your every thought. It's crazy. It's programming. It's manipulation. It is dangerous. If you talk about anything at all that is the slightest bit a boundary, like you're trying to set forth a boundary, they will flip it and accuse you of being the problem. That is blame shifting. They take the blame off of me, off of them, and they put it on you. And you're sitting there like, I was the one who was mad. Why am I apologizing? I had the beef. We were supposed to go out with these people, and you go out with these people. We meet them. I don't know them as well as you do, and you make a joke about our sex life in front of people that I don't know very well. It's disrespectful. I don't like it. You're being too sensitive. These are new people. Stop being rude, fighting like a lunatic in front of these people. The look you shot me across the table, that you don't think they noticed. I don't want people knowing our business. But you just said what you said. Okay, see how it is? See how the fight is? It's crazy making. So, that is number 2. Blame shifting. When you have a beef and you have a problem and you're coming to them like a mature adult, 2 adults in a relationship trying to talk through the beef, and they flip it, and you're sitting here like, wait a second, I'm apologizing? I came to you with beef. I came to you because I have something that I want to talk about with you, and you're making it about you being mad at me. Crazy making. Okay. This goes into the third thing that they do, because it's like a snowball. Like one builds upon the next upon the next. First they tell you you're crazy. I didn't say that. You're dreaming things. The next thing they do is they make you wrong for asserting yourself. And then the final thing they do is they always prove your wrongness. Prove your lack of worthiness. You always feel around these people that you have to prove how good a person you are in their company. Meaning, you have a friend, needy friend, and every time this friend goes through some drama and trauma in their life, whether it's like money or they want to hang out with you because they're lonely or whatever their deal is, they will come at you in a way that makes you out to be the bad guy for saying no to them. They can't handle boundaries. They don't want you to say no ever. They want you to drop everything and go running to them all the time. And then they're never happy about it. They'll always pick on something different. And then, here's the creepy and crazy thing. They will give you little doses of approval. So you're in a relationship with these people, and it's like this. I got my little marker board, my dry erase marker board, to show you the volatility that goes on in these toxic narcissistic relationships. So you're here in your happy little life, and all of a sudden, this asshole decides to start with you. So you're like, okay, now I'm fired up. I'm like here. Now they're fighting with me, and I'm trying to hold my own. See? And then you have a little word, but then they're like, I love you, I bought you something, whatever. So now you're up here. Oh my God, loves me so much. We're the best couple ever. We're going on vacation. We're doing this. We're doing that. Someday this, someday the ring, someday the whole thing. Okay. Someday I'll cook for you like that. Someday. Okay. Then something ridiculous happens again, and you're down here. And it's that sharp. It's that sharp. It's not like a normal relationship where you're like here, and the other person is here, and you're together. La la la, hanging out. There are waves, things in life will come, whatever, but you're together as a team. No, this is them versus you. It's adversarial. It's a constant fight. It makes you crazy. I know, my stick figures, everybody loves them. It's hysterical. Yesterday I had to draw. I'm not going to show you. It's perverted. So these are the things, and you need to be aware of them, because people do this to each other in relationships. Now again, I'm not talking just about romantic relationships. This happens in the workplace all the time. People angling and lying and maneuvering, manipulative. Families, a lot of people go through this with their parents. A lot of people, that their mothers and their fathers, mainly the moms. I get a lot of clients coming at me with narcissistic, toxic mothers. And super dramatic, mean, like call you up to yell at you kind of thing. And there you are on the phone, like, don't pick up. Like, sorry, boundary, you don't come at me that way. So what do you do with these people? What do you do? Well, I'll tell you what you don't do first. First of all, they already know that you are feeling not enough. You're questioning your worthiness. Anytime you're questioning your worthiness in a relationship, massive problem. You are a perfect bullseye target for a narcissist. If you don't feel worthy in yourself, if you don't know where your worthiness comes from, and you think that it comes from the approval and the love and the gaze of another person, you just may as well have put a bullseye on your face for every narcissistic, toxic person to come your way to take from you. But when you know that your value and your worthiness comes from something higher and far more divine than a person, then you don't care what these people think about you. And when you don't care about what people think about you, you don't fear disappointing them with a boundary. And you're able to create healthy boundaries, and you're able to tell your parents and to tell your sister, to tell your narcissistic boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever is messing with you, you're able to tell them, hey, so I think you're a little upset. I feel like you're a little upset. And is there a problem with me? Like, what happened? And you're able to stand your ground no matter what they throw at you. And you're able to say, well, I'm feeling like we need to have a conversation, but we're going to do it when you're cooled way down, because I'm not here to be spoken to that way. I'm not tolerating it. So we'll hang out later. Love you so much no matter what. But we need a break because the energy is hot. We need to kind of neutralize this energy a little bit. And so when you're able to hold yourself in that place, these people do not come near you. They know who to mess with. If you're finding that you're running into these people, it's because there is something in you that is attracting them. It's something in you that says, I'm open for business, buddy. Take from me. I'm here to give. Without first looking out for myself. And it's a lot of people who are conditioned by their parents to believe that if you didn't acquiesce to every single thing that your parents said, because I say so type parenting, you lost yourself. If you had that kind of parenting where your parents were like, you need to stay home tonight. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm going out. I said I was going out for like the last week. This is like a huge party. I'm going. And you're like 15. No, you're not. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Why? I cleaned my room. I took my test. I got a 94 on my test. All is good. My friend's mom is like on her way to come get me. I'm going out. No, you're not. If you leave this house, don't even think about coming back. And they know how to manipulate and put the fear in you where you don't even rebel. You just say, all right, you know what? I don't even want to fight. And you cower down instead of having healthy assertion and saying, what are you going to do? Really? You're going to lock me out of the house? Fine, I'll sleep at my friend's house. Are you that desperate to manipulate me that you can't even deal with me going out with my friends? Like, check out what your problem is, because I'm going out. I'm a good kid. I cleaned my room. I did my studies. I kicked ass on a test. I'm going out. I told you I was going out. I'm going out. Now, you want to lock the door? Fine. I have a key. What are you going to do? I don't understand where the problem is. If you were able, as a teenager, to come at your parents like that and assert yourself and go out and still be a good kid and still do the right thing, but assert yourself, then you're probably going to be in a better shape than most people who were 100% ruled with an iron fist. A lot of codependent people are very, very messed up with their parents. It's as if their parents treated them like furniture. So let's take that scenario, right? Because this is like what my teenage life was like. So I'm all ready to go out, and my mother would be like bitching about, you're not going out, too much going out is no good, like just to exercise power, right? It makes no sense. There's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just bug up their ass to do whatever. This is the new rule. And it's like, that wasn't the same rule a month ago. It's a whole different rule. Like, I'm confused. It's that. It's the confusion. It's the gaslighting. Well, this is the rule now. Insane. So what ends up happening is you decide, I am going to not go out because I don't want to deal with this wrath. And that's how they break you down. And they teach you to not assert yourself. So when you have parents who are highly narcissistic, codependent on you, and they made you their little game piece, their little manipulative toy, and they were projecting onto you, you will grow up acquiescing to everyone else because you don't want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to make any waves. But what happens is you sacrifice your voice. You lose your voice. And narcissists do not want you to have your own voice, your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own anything. Then, when they get you to that place where you are completely enmeshed with them, completely like your brain is like their remote, they can like press whatever button and you're going to do the little dance that they need you to do. They discard you. They discard you. They cheat on you. They break up with you out of nowhere. They discard. The narcissistic discard is the most unsettling thing you can ever go through. It is awful. I have been there. I have recovered from it. I help people recover from it. It is horrible. You think that you have this whole future, this story, this life You were loved, it was on, and all of a sudden, like a switch, they fall out, they don't want you anymore. Why? Because they lined up somebody else. And the reason, this is the crazy making part, oh my God. The reason could be, or several, I decided to get back with my ex-girlfriend. And you're like, or boyfriend, or my ex in general. And you're just like, wait, you told me you spent 6 months, a year, telling me how crazy this person was, how awful and mean they were to you. And I put like the emotional blanket on you every time you talked about how mean they were and how great I was. I believed it. I took it in. And now you're telling me that you want them and not me? And I'm confused by this, and I don't understand. Confusion is their MO. So they get you all wobbly and confused. If you think of a boxing match, oh my God, I'm wobbly and confused. Little punches here, here, here. And then all of a sudden you're wobbly and boom, knockout punch right to your heart. Awful. Awful. And it's the lack of trust now in yourself where you start to do all the toxic self-talk, the awful doubtfulness that you have. Awful, right? You start to replay the relationship and you're like, was I crazy? Did this man not love me? Did this woman not love me? Like, where did this spin out? Like, nothing. We had a few fights here and there, but it wasn't anything like this. But, you know, and every single time there was a fight, it was like this nitpicky thing, as if they were just pressing my buttons. Like, why did I let this happen? How can I let this happen? You start to doubt yourself. It's awful. So these are the things that I help people get over. If you or anyone you know struggle with this, again, it could happen at the workplace. It can happen at the friends, with the friendships, these hater relationships. What is it? Frenemies. People being friends with people who are like toxic. Why? Relationships, romantic relationships, where this thing takes a turn and now you're there like, what the hell am I doing? These are the people that I help. These are smart people. They do well for themselves. But when it comes to putting a boundary, how much of myself am I going to give? And am I able to say when I don't like something, when I see something I don't like, that I can assert myself, establish a boundary, and walk away? They struggle with that. You are watching this, catching it on a replay or whatever, and you struggle. You can DM me right now if you're catching me on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when this party is started, because there are gems that I bring to you that can help you in your day-to-day life. And with these people, we're trying to start with you for no reason, just because they're crazy and toxic. So, my loves, I am Lisa the Love Coach. You can find me everywhere at Lisa the Love Coach. LoveQuestCoaching.com is my website. I am offering a 90 deep dive one-on-one video chat like this. We do it right on Facebook Messenger, or we do it on WhatsApp, whatever you like the best. And we get some stuff sorted out and handled for you, because life is too short for bullshit, and you cannot be living in this swirl. It is not good for you. It is not good for your soul. It is not good for your mind. And it's certainly not good for your health. And the health matters the most, especially these days. So, my loves, I bid you farewell. Much love to you all. If you have any questions or a suggestion for a future topic, comment below. Find me on DM. Find me in the notes. And I will be in touch with you that way. Much love, guys and girls. Bye.